Hi, everybody. So this is Denzel. Denzel is a student in our current program, and he joined the program only in December of his grade 12 year. But since joining the program, he has already won $5,000 in scholarships, which is pretty amazing considering when he started the program, and we're super proud of him. But Denzel, thanks for joining us today. And I kind of want to start by walking back to prior to the program. So, talk to us a little bit about September of your grade 12 year. Like you got into September, and where were you at with like the scholarship process and then also the university application process as well?
Well, for the scholarship process, I would say I was stressed out and overwhelmed just because I would go out and I would just type into Google scholarships for athletes or Canadian scholarships and things like that. And then there's just so much just information thrown at me, like I couldn't decipher it. And then for the submission process, it was really just I was emailing to you like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do for this? And I kind of felt almost hopeless for that too, because I didn't know exactly what they wanted to hear, and I didn't know what scholarship committees wanted to hear either. So I was really lost and definitely overwhelmed. And then also adding on to that, I had soccer and then just schoolwork too. And for my soccer, I have to travel out of town a lot.
Right.
So finding the time also was very hard for me. So
Right.
really, I was just overwhelmed and stressed out for sure.
So busy, and like
Yeah, very busy. Yeah.
trying to figure it all out, which I think is like a problem that a lot of students have is like how do you actually prioritize scholarship applications when you have
Yeah.
so many other things going on, and like you
Yeah.
especially as an athlete have like a whole bunch of stuff on your plate. And so it was like, how do I actually manage scholarship applications um, as I go? And so you came into the program at the like very end of December, which means that you
Hmm.
probably really got into the scholarship process in January. And I know you were referred by a coach, which is awesome. Um,
Yeah.
but what happened? Like when you got into the program in January, obviously you've won $5,000 in scholarships, which is amazing. But what did that process like look like for you, like starting in January and then all the way till up till now?
Well, I found the time, obviously, soccer to go through the program and go through the scholarship formula and just read all of the things and absorb all the information. And then I just tried starting writing essays as much as I could. I had to find times to write the essays, and I really just hunkered down and got focused and submitted the essays and got them back. And then right away, the essays were very covered in red, covered in edits, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like it's this bad already, but it got better obviously, and then I got the feedback, and I learned from every essay I wrote. So that
Yeah.
was my beginning experience for that.
And for context, when he's saying red, he basically means that we gave him a lot of feedback on his first
Yes,
version
yes, yeah,
of his
yeah.
essay, and that's usually how it is, right? And we talked about earlier, like your writing has like drastically improved, and it's because like
Hmm.
you were very diligent and saying like, okay, I see all this red, like obviously there's things I need to work on, but
Yeah,
that's not going to stop me from like continuing to submit applications and to go through the process, right? So kudos to you for like continuing to go um, even when it was really hard. And in terms of like the organization that you've had to have from like January through till May, because obviously we've had a conversation about how like you have to prioritize scholarship applications, but you can't let them consume you either, right? And so like how did you
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
how did you deal with organizing yourself throughout the year?
It's really just you have to schedule, like make a schedule for yourself. Know that you have activities here, so you can't write a scholarship there. You have to really get it down, and so you don't miss those deadlines. So I would always say like, okay, this day I'm gonna get on the computer and write an essay and submit it, just to make sure that I wouldn't forget or I wouldn't be lagging behind and then not be able to catch a deadline for something and just panic. So it's really about getting it down, getting a schedule for yourself, and really stay committed to that schedule for sure. That's
Yeah.
how I did it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's the biggest thing. And I want to say that's like the 99% of students that don't apply for scholarships, it's because they haven't scheduled it into their life. Like they haven't made space,
Yeah.
or they haven't made space to do research, to write essays, to like submit applications. Like, and if it doesn't exist, how are you ever going to do it? Right. So that's
Hmm.
why
Yeah,
99%
exactly.
of students just don't ever tackle scholarships at all, because they really haven't like created a calendar or created a schedule where it allows them to like take that time out of their day. Because it's really easy to prioritize like your homework, or it's really easy to prioritize going to practice,
Yeah.
right? Because it's there.
Yeah.
You have to go to school,
Yeah.
you have to go to practice, but like for scholarship,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
have to, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
awesome. Okay, and then how has the program helped you? Like what has been some of the biggest benefits of the program for you?
Definitely the essay writing and the essay editing for sure. Like I said, the my first essays were had a lot of edits and feedback on them. And learning from that, I just read the feedback and then resubmitted the essays a lot. And then also the program, it really helps with everything. So it has goal setting for impact. It has just so many other things that really will help me even after I graduate going to university. It has the university savings hacks, which is really cool. It has the submission stuff. It really just covers everything. So the program has really helped for me. But the main thing would be the essay editing for sure, and the essay feedback, and learning how to write a good scholarship essay, because they're different than the essays you write in like English class. They're different than that. It's a different structure and a different language style for sure. So
So
that's probably the main thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you for saying all that. And you're right, it's so different from what you could have like a 95% in English 12 in school,
Yeah.
but that doesn't have anything to do with the way in which you're actually writing your scholarship applications, because the structure is
Hmm.
totally different.
It's very different.
And we say that
Very
all the
different.
time to students and parents, because sometimes they'll be like, oh well, my daughter, or you know, I'm a really good, like I'm a really good writer. And sure, you
Hmm.
might be a really good writer, but you still need to understand the different type of structure that exists with scholarship applications, because it's all self-reflection. It's not like writing a history paper about something that
Yeah.
happened in, you know, whatever. It's like it's very specific to you, and like it's a lot of self-reflection and thinking about like your own achievements and that type of stuff, which is very, very different. Awesome. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Of course.
thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. And I guess my last question for you is like, what would you say to students that are starting this process? So they could be, you know, grade 10, 11, or grade 12 students. They could also be university students that are looking to apply to scholarships. What are like one or two of the biggest piece of advice that you would give to them?
Um, the main thing is make sure you're doing your volunteering, doing your work, be involved in your school for sure. And time management is probably the biggest thing. Being able to set time aside to do your sport or maybe just for school. And then the main important time is for the scholarships. So just be able to really pick times and schedule yourself accordingly to your own activities, and make sure you don't just focus all in on school or your scholarships, because that's not healthy either, to just be in that zone of not caring about anything but that. So
Mm-hmm.
make time for like your friends, your family, your soccer. I mean, for me, soccer, whatever sport you play. But yeah, just be able to schedule yourself accordingly to
Yeah,
that.
that's no, that's huge. And I said this to you before, but like you actually are the example. Like you are the example student that does
Yeah.
that truly, because like you're literally managing like soccer every day, keeping your grades up, which is obviously just as important as anything, and then
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
still completing all of these applications and being like very diligent with it, and like I said, scheduling it in. And you're like one of the busiest students, right? And
Yeah.
you're coaching too, like you're working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're one of the busiest students, and yet you're making time for everything. And that just goes to show like students that have a level, like a high level of commitment to what they're doing, which I think
Hmm.
athletes naturally have, like you're motivated, right?
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
students that have that like high level of commitment to everything that they're doing, like you're going to produce results all around you. And that's why you won 5 grand in scholarships when you literally only wrote your first application in like January of this year. Like, right? Like you're literally just getting started, and it's going to be a like probably a 6-year process for you, because you're going to be able to apply for scholarship every single year, and your tuition for your first year is already paid for, right? So,
Hmm.
and you're still in the middle of it right now, right? So
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really exciting.
yeah, it's really awesome. So we're very proud of you, and very proud of your ability to manage
Yeah,
the entire process. And because you're, like I said, you're the perfect example of like a student who's able to do that.
yeah,
Definitely blows us away, because we know it's not an easy job to do
yeah,
at all. So yeah, we're really proud of you, and thank you for sharing your words of wisdom
yeah,
with all of our other students, because they're gonna really appreciate it as
yeah.
well.
And then the program too has really helped me too. So the thank you for just being there and being able to help with the essays and everything, because that's really, I wouldn't have won the scholarships if it weren't for the program. So thank you for that.
Oh, I really appreciate that. That's so nice of you. Awesome. Okay, thanks, Denzel. I appreciate your time, and thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.